guys, good to see you. Today I'm really excited to be doing this activity because it's all about springtime, and I love spring because we get loads of beautiful new flowers coming back out. Loads of baby animals are born, and there's loads of birds and bees and everything around the place, and it's a lovely time of year. So we are going to be doing a spring sensory bottle today, which basically means we can get all our favorite aspects or favorite things about spring and we put them into a bottle, and we can carry it around with us and just look at it and think, God, isn't spring so lovely? So today for this activity you will need an empty container. I got one that had some yummy vanilla ice cream in it. That was probably finished off very quickly. And I went around my garden and I got loads of flowers and leaves and grass that we're going to put in our bottle that are just lovely lovely colours in my garden that we're going to put in this bottle. So I got leaves and a bit of grass and moss, and now I had to be very careful whenever I was getting these petals because I picked the ones that were on the ground that had fallen off of the flowers, because you don't want to be going over and pulling off mommy's and daddy's petals and breaking their flowers. So we get the ones that have fallen off, or the ones that are at the back of the plant or the tree so you can't even really see them. So we can borrow these ones if we're allowed, but we have to ask mommy and daddy before we go out and pick them. So we're going to put them there, and there is, oh, and as well I got some sprinkles, just some stars of different colours, because they were nice colours and they kind of remind me of the colours of spring. And then I have some green food colouring that we're going to put in as well, because green is a very spring colour. And then I have some raisins, and instead of water we're going to use tonic because we're going to do a little science experiment today as well. So hopefully this worked. It worked the other day, but I did you need a fizzy drink, so you can have tonic or 7-Up or any kind of fizzy clear drink. I did drop this down the stairs by accident, so I don't know how fizzy it is anymore, so we'll find out. And that's the only one I have in the house, so let's go. We will pour our tonic into our water bottle. Okay, seems to be fizzy enough, which is good. We have to be very careful. Our mommies and daddies can do this bit, or we can hold the bottle very carefully for them and they can pour in the tonic or the water. Okay, brilliant. So we'll get our raisins. So I think raisins or sultanas will work for this. So the raisins are supposed to float or sink to the bottom, and then with a bit of science, I think there's something to do with the oxygen, the bubbles on them carries them all the way back to the top, and then they sink down again and they keep going up and down and up and down. So hopefully this works. We'll have a bit of science. So they're at the bottom. Yay! They're coming up. Or one came up and then went down. So can we see that? Maybe it's too bubbly. You might be able to see there's another one gone down. Come on, buddy, up you come. I don't know how many times they go up and down. There's another one. Yee. Brilliant. And he's going to go up and down. Okay, I might put a few more in just to see. There comes one. And is he going to go down again? Ooh. Okay, they'll probably go up and down in their own time. I don't want to rush them. Or if... Oh, there goes another one. So, there's our science portion of the activity. So for the rest, we are going to put in our favorite springtime things that we can find in our garden. So maybe when I put these in, the raisins will stop going up and down, but that was cool that it worked. So we're going to put this, a bit of grass in, a bit of moss, because that's very spring. I love going out and cutting the grass at the start of spring because you get loads of lovely smells from the garden. And then we're going to take the flower petals. Maybe we can rip them a bit just to make them a bit smaller so they'll float around. Oop, in you go. Now whenever all this is done, we'll mix them all together so they can start floating around in the bottle. And they might stick together or they might not, but I think it's going to be all beautiful anyway. And then I got these lovely pink and orange things. I don't know what they're called, but they are beautiful. So I'm going to tear those off, put them in, and I have another one. And then these, I don't know what they're called, but they're very nice. So they're also going in. So remember, we're not allowed out in our gardens to pick flowers until our mommy and daddy can say what flowers we can pick, or until they go out with us. Because it's very important that we don't rip off all of mommy and daddy's lovely flowers that they've been trying really, really hard to grow all year. Don't know what they are, but they're nice and they have a bit of purple on the top. So they'll go in too. Some of the raisins are still coming up and down, which is good to see. They must be having loads of fun. Oh. Oh. That's okay, I'll clean all this up later. And a few more petals. They look like rose petals, but my mommy said they were something different and can't remember the name, so I'll find out later. And any more? I don't want to fill it too full. Is this lovely leaf? Maybe this is from a Leylandii tree. I don't know, that's a guess, because loads of lovely flowers and trees and plants have loads of really long names and sometimes they're just hard to remember. So yeah, okay. Put the last ones of these in, and I'm gonna put our sprinkles in. Now these will look great at the start, but whenever they mix with the water, they might dissolve, so they might disappear in a day or in a few hours, but they're nice to have to start off with. So we will put in our green as well, and I'm looking around for a pen or a stick that we can mix it all with, but I might just put the lid on and then turn it upside down and see what happens. Okay. Now I didn't put a lot in because I don't want it to be too dark. Oh. Okay, I'll just put that in. Now we're going to put our lid on our bottle. I wonder if the raisins are going to still go up and down after this. So we have to turn it tight, tight, tight so none of the water comes out and spills everywhere and makes a big mess. So this is what our bottle looks like now. See the raisins still at the bottom? Hi guys. Are they going to come up? Oh, maybe not, I don't know. So we're going to turn it upside down and see all our leaves and our sparkles all swirling around. Maybe I put in a bit too much food colouring, but it still looks nice. You can see them all at the top. So we can give that a good shake. I might put a bit more. No. No, that might. Okay. Ooh. That was close. My surface isn't very level, so I don't know if this will dilute the colour or make it a bit lighter, but now, depending what you put in, if you have any nice coloured stones or any sand in your garden, if you want to put a little bit of soil in, not too much because you don't want it to go all dark, but depending what you put in, some things will float, like our sprinkles are floating nicely there with our raisins, and then some things will stick together like all our leaves and our grass. But I still think it looks pretty cool. Now the last thing, very, very important thing to do at the end of this is we have to get some sellotape and put loads and loads of sellotape around the top so none of this comes out, because we definitely do not want a leak, especially if there's food colouring in there, because then we'd make such a big mess and we'd have to throw it in the bin maybe and make another one. So I'm going to go mad with the sellotape, go all the way around there. So there we go, because we've made a few magic potions in class and we've had to be so careful about the sellotape, because sometimes we use them for nap time or we use them just whenever we're sitting and eating. We want to hold them and have a look, so we have to be so careful none of the water comes out. Now, there we go, we have a beautiful spring sensory bottle to remind us of our favourite things about spring. I hope your guys work out, and I can't wait to see them on the video call. See you later. Bye.